For certain key functions, working, studying, we also give recommendations for how to lay out a room. And we saw in the tour this morning that Jeffrey led that he successfully laid out the desks in this building so that people who are working here primarily have east and north orientations. But also the building. Why does it matter that a building has an orientation? We can make some sense of why the human physiology should, now that we know, as we heard this morning, that parts of the brain are monitoring our orientation and actually alter the flow of stress hormones in our nervous system based upon orientation. We can see connections. But why should it matter what direction a building faces? And why is it good for a building to face east? And why is it worst for a building to face south? It seems like an untenable claim. But it turns out that it's easy to gather statistics on objective measurements of quality of life and correlate them with the orientation of the houses that people live in. 3 of these studies have been published in peer-reviewed medical journals. A 4th is of a quality to be published, but it has not yet. They're all in that chapter on scientific research in the book that you have, Vastu Homes and Buildings. The findings are that south-facing houses, which have, according to these ancient guidelines, all negative influences, are associated with worse score on a mental health exam, much greater likelihood, vastly greater likelihood that one is under the care of a cardiologist, that is, that one has heart problems, a worse score on a prosperity questionnaire, that is, people feel they're less prosperous, and finally, most improbable but highly statistically significant and published in a good peer-reviewed medical journal, even burglary rates strongly higher in south-facing houses. So one may say, I have no idea what the mechanism is, but it's real, it's measurable. So building orientation is something that we should pay attention to. It's something which has been assumed in many cultures around the world throughout history. Whether we draw any conclusions from that or not is a matter of our personal perspective. But we can accept this paradigm whereby the cosmic forces on planet Earth have an effect on us, and the building is an intermediary between us and nature. And so we can think perhaps that the way that it is oriented perhaps increases or decreases the value of orientation on us ourselves.